Prepare for action! Prepare for adventure! Prepare for another familiar face on the quest for the Quantum Rose! And welcome back to Quest for the Quantum Rose. When last we left our heroes, Caxaws had just uncovered a horrendous plot inside of a horrendous pile of garbage, with a horrendous pile of garbage inside who masqueraded in the skin of... I know I said ogre last session, but I was mistaken. When I wrote that down, it was actually orc, so just...
It's dead now, it's fine.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to clarify for the sake of everybody that I had misread my own notes.
Orc access wouldn't know the difference.
Right. Well, okay, so basically,
Kind of human.
this orc incel had what amounted to a hurt locker with a large, terrifying kind of wall of crazy, prominently featuring pictures of a little gnome girl. And then there was the matter of that big gory splat that they had discovered sandwiched between two containers down in the market square. And so now we rejoin everyone. Caxaws, you have just splatted the guy, and everyone else, you are investigating splat number 1, so I'll let you have it.
So did I get to go back to them and tell them the stuff, or?
I think we just left off with you just having just ended him, and that was it for the night because we were running a little long. So
Okay.
I've got your token still standing there in or on the little hidey hole that he had.
Yeah.
And then I think you also at the very end of the session last night, you also investigated the secret room inside the secret room, and you found like the creepy blood drawings and the weird arcane.
No. I couldn't see what was inside because I couldn't light it properly.
Oh, well.
So that's why I remember I was gonna tell the others
Okay.
to bring some light or something, because I tried to point the monitors to the room to see something, but
I'm glad you remember that.
Cox is gonna.
All right, so you can go ahead and start with that.
Okay, so I'm gonna climb on top of this building and glide all the way.
Woof.
If it's, I mean, I don't know how tall these are. If it's very tall, I won't climb up to the top.
I mean, it's kind of an obstacle course through here, honestly. Like, you're surrounded on all sides by what amount to like repurposed shipping containers. Yeah. So I mean, it's a little bit like being in like a trailer park stack, and a little bit like being in a big jungle gym. So I mean, you can definitely, with your climbing and gliding abilities, you can make your way through without too much difficulty. But it's not going to be like a straight line.
Okay, yeah, no, I understand. So I will try to make the fastest.
Yeah, no, you can flutter and climb in your buggy way, and you do make a little bit of a scene doing it. But I mean, these people, they see all kind of species, so it only like warrants looking up, because most people like to walk on the floor, not walls. But there's exceptions every now and again. Like nobody like screams in terror and runs or anything. Like they've seen Kalahari before, but it's still at least unusual enough to be attention getting.
So I reach them without any problem, right?
Yeah, no, you aren't like accosted or anything, and you don't fall.
Okay, so crew teammates, friends.
I guess we just turn around and just there's Cax just covered in blood, right?
No. I don't know if it's because I imagine it's might like being almost like fire. So I don't think it will.
It's like holy
it would have-
radiance.
Yeah, I don't think it would have bleed a lot. But maybe I don't know.
Well, what weapon were you using to smite him with? You have
My sword. It's
That's
a
pretty
long
cutty.
sword.
Yeah, it's pretty cutty, so you probably would have gotten a nice arterial splash.
Okay, yeah. So, but I'm red, so I don't know.
I mean, they're an orc, but would orcs bleed green, or would they bleed something else?
I mean,
That's a good question.
as likely as not. I mean, for sure, why not, right? We'll just say it for...
Either way, like, as an inconsequential flavor thing, I see blood all over Caxos,
Mm-hmm.
and I just pull out this like little injection shot thing and just. All right, now you won't have any
Ow.
bloodborne pathogens.
What's a pathogen?
Sick. You won't get sick.
I am a knight of the seventh swarm. We don't get sick.
Yeah, I was gonna say paladins
Yes,
are kind
because
of
you're
immune to
traveling
disease.
with a doctor.
Willow just is palming the side of her head, just going, God's beyond, Cax. What the heck did you do?
Okay, so let me explain before we jump into
Wait,
conclusion.
it's don't ask, don't tell. Don't worry about it.
So I find.
Nope,
do you
no.
remember that weird green human on the
Oh,
store
yeah.
that was super shady?
Yeah, the
Okay.
orc guy. I talked around. He's kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah, I followed because with my amazing detective skills,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was tingling, so I followed the guy. And
Max,
I
can I
real-
interrupt you? Can I interrupt you for a minute? I
Sure.
take a finger and just wipe off a little blood. Is this him?
It's a little bit of him, yeah.
That's fair. Continue.
He was much bigger before I killed. Okay, so from the
Let
beginning,
me guess. He's half the man he used to be now, right? And he wasn't much of a man to begin with, right?
in mass, like cubic feet, yes. On a
I don't know. Unless you can
spiritual
destroy
level,
matter, he's still the same.
I mean,
age.
yeah, he's still like the same amount of mass. He's
I mean,
just
like-
yeah, but
spread
you
out
have
a
to
little bit
hold it.
more.
You have to hold it together because if you hold it with just one hand, it's half the mass now.
I mean,
But
you
yeah.
could just use a butter knife to just like. Put it on
Okay,
the
we are
sandwich.
getting sidetracked. The thing is, I will hand the picture I got of the gnome from his wall, I think. So the guy is spying different females from this place, I guess, and it seems super shady. So I didn't ask because I forgot that you are supposed to ask before fighting.
It's okay.
But
it's okay.
there's
guys.
a room with blood that is very shady. So you
It's
probably
okay.
should take a look at that, and
Yeah.
we can take conclusions. But I'm pretty sure I did the right thing.
I think.
Yeah.
you would.
I don't doubt you 1 minute, and even if you didn't do the right thing, we're
If I
going
did
to
the wrong
lie and
thing,
say
it's
you
okay.
did.
I am sure I can eat the whole thing and leave no proof behind.
We'll go with that. Yeah, and if you did the wrong
Oh.
thing, there's no evidence. You're fine.
Did out of character? Did the warden give us anything like to hail him on if we find anything, or?
I
He
took
was-
it. I got his phone number.
I was gonna say is you can patch into the local comms fairly easily.
Right.
Like they've given you the communications code, so you can actually patch into their networks.
Should we finish investigating what we're looking at right where we are currently before we do that?
Oh, wow, what do you get? What do you have here?
We got something that looks like it was blown apart by magic. Looks like a
A
very
lot of
small.
magic.
Yeah, a lot of magic on a very small humanoid.
Very s-
We are not sure if it's our gal that we're looking for, but I mean, if she's
I'm relying
weird.
on you two to recognize her because, you two, Kraos and Caxos, because Willow, you and I never saw her, did we?
No, not until these pictures here. Just holds
Oh,
up the little
right.
photo.
That's
yeah,
true.
but we're not gonna be able to recognize her from the blood splatter.
Yeah.
I thought Caxos could recognize her from taste.
Wait a sec. Will says, Cax, you said he was taking pictures or something of the girls? That's how he got this?
She has a lot of women from, I assume, this. Okay, are we in a station?
Yes,
Yeah,
we're in a
yeah.
mob station.
Okay. So I forgot if we were in a planet or in a station. Oof.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, I think it's the women from this station,
Really?
or that at least happened to be here, and he creeped on them. I assume.
And out of character, I can tell by like the angle on these photos that they weren't taken with like just a regular camera. They were taken via like the CCT cams.
Yeah, it's pretty evident that what's been happening here, just inferring from the angles and the quality, is that he has somehow gained access to station security footage, and has somehow, gained access to like residential room cameras, like hack people's like individual like arcane networks to like even like their own personal stuff has been like spying on them back, right?
Gross.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of yuck in here. It's very 4chan in here.
Ugh.
So there is all of this sort of like weird Hurt Locker shit where there's that, and then there's like some very disturbing sort of adult materials over here, and probably the less said about that, the better. I'll leave that up to your imagination. But there is also this secret doorway that he mentioned that is still ajar.
So we've gone back and we're looking at it, right?
Well, your tokens haven't, but I'm assuming you guys have.
Yeah. There's nothing more we can discern from the blood smear. But yeah, Will's gonna look at the pictures. Are they time stamped at all?
They are. Some of them looks like it maybe has been cropped out, or at least they didn't capture the whole field. Some of these are fairly recent. A couple of these are a lot rather older, like maybe they've been going back like a period of like 2 or 3 years.
What about the ones of the gnome?
The gnome one does not have a timestamp on it, but it is like it's not, the material that it was printed out on is not worn. It's still pretty crisp, right? Like it doesn't feel like you know this. It's not quite paper. It's more like a plastic, but it's kind of got that in between feel. It's fairly crisp, right? Like it doesn't seem like it's been here so long, and you can see there's like yellowing and aging around the rim of other sheets that have been taken down. You can kind of see like they leave like a corona of like some kind of drug stain on the wall, right? Like smoke.
Right.
So this one has not been there long enough to really impact on its surface where it was located.
Turning to the crazy monitors on the wall, would it be technology or data to try and see if we could rewind some of the cameras to see like anything?
These are live feeds. So
live feeds.
Yeah, so he's not retaining any of this data like as a visual record. He appears to be taking snapshots out of the feed in real time and then just printing them.
I see.
This is the room I was talking about that I couldn't see inside.
Can I make an investigation check to see if there's... Wait, is this a hidden room, or can I
not
investigate?
anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, this was already the hidden room. Okay, I forgot.
Yeah, so when Caxos led you back to the area, what you saw was basically a big pile of what was essentially just like garbage almost, right? Like it was junk. There was like broken stuff and panels and doors and like wood scrap and plaster and all kind of shit. Just kind of piled together ramshackle like. And then there was like this one sheet of like metal that lifted up like a lid and there was a door underneath, right? So that was like the hidden access panel was down here.
Okay.
Right? So like you lift that up and you go inside, and the inside of this like rounded area here is the weird ass Hurt Locker. And then it was built onto the side of a container with a concealed wall, like the door here, which Cax already found.
Right.
But yeah, there was no illumination in here before, but anybody wants to turn a light on and shine.
Yeah.
I've
Shine
seen
a
my hand flashlight
Yeah.
that like
Got dark vision.
Yeah, so you are
I also have dark vision.
Yeah, you are greeted with a pretty grisly scene here. There is a couple of marked bloodstains in the floor here, and to the right appears to be some kind of what looks like a ritual space or an altar almost, or the remnants of one anyway. The only thing really left is what appears to be some hurriedly scribbled blood writing on the floor and like a broken magic circle.
Okay.
And I
we
probably
read
can't
it?
read the language, but can I try to look at the altar and see if there's what it was devoted to?
From what's left, it's hard to say, but it was probably not a lawful good god.
Is any of this scribbling in orc?
No, it is not.
Oof.
Make a history check for me.
History.
Oh my god, it was an altar Hatsune Miku.
15.
You don't know what this is. This language is not familiar to you. Like, just even the script type is just kind of like, you're not even sure.
Do you want to look at it?
Yeah, I can take a look.
Sure, go ahead.
I've just declared the altars to Hatsune Miku, whether it's correct or not. As any grade A investigator does.
22.
Okay. All right. Best you can tell, the nearest language to anything that this resembles at all is Rothian.
All right. Well, none of us can read Rothian.
I'm gonna take a picture, like pull out my like thing, because one of the tools we have is basically a smartphone plus feature version.
Sure.
That does a bunch of stuff.
Did
I'm just
Kurios-
gonna take a picture of that and like just try to get some like as good scans as possible so that I can either throw them up on like a hollow screen, or if need be, we could even throw it into like a hollow simulation, just so it can so that someone else can investigate it.
Sure thing.
So I'm gonna try to get as good a scan as possible.
Okay.
Did Kraos say anything? Is that any of that allowed? Like the whole Rothian bit?
Yeah.
As someone who's like a commercial pilot and has been through space a lot, would Will have heard about Rothians? Know anything about them?
I mean, you can go ahead and make a history check, but I mean, like honestly, like you wouldn't be a very high DC. The Roth are pretty common,
All right.
like at least in stories. Yeah.
The 14.
So you know that there's a fair amount of legend, and there's also a fair amount of truth to the stories of Rothians. You know that they're pretty vicious enemies to face in combat. You know that they probably don't actually just come in the night and snatch up kids who don't eat their vegetables. And you also know that you definitely don't want to be alone in a room with one unarmed if you value your skin.
Valerie thoroughly believes that they do in fact snatch you up if you don't eat your vegetables, and it is why she still eats her vegetables to this day.
Oh, bless your heart.
Nice.
Why would anyone not eat their vegetables?
Well,
Because if you don't, Rothians.
Because some people don't like the taste of vegetables.
if the Rothians are involved, this is definitely a lot more than just some creepers creeping on girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This went from creepy to actual bad okay, not that creepy's not an actual like massive multiple people life-threatening scenario, like legitimately, like oof, this could go really bad.
This went from creeper to cult.
Is there any other, or can I try to check any other doors, or?
No, there's a couple of like crates in here.
What's in the crates?
Why
Smash
don't
them,
we
we
find
can.
out?
I pull out my Bowie knife and I try to open a crate. My void Bowie knife, because I feel like I need to like.
I mean, I have 2 big wrenches and a high strength
I just
sword.
slide it in and pop. And I didn't check it for traps. So what? So do I need to make a dex save?
All right, I can.
Okay, which one are you opening? Can you indicate to me?
Are they okay? I'm gonna go with the one right next to Kareos because my token is not moved into the room, but that's where I should be.
Okay, there you go. You're one you're on top of now.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
pop that
So
open.
yeah, do in fact actually make me a dex saving throw, please.
Oh yeah, called it. It's fine. 21.
Cool. So as you activate the latch to open up this box, there is like a sort of a hiss, like a pneumatic servo winding up, and it gives you just enough of a lead time to spring backwards and avoid getting hit by the door panel falling forward and hitting you in the head. So having missed that, the rest of the box, like the lid of it actually opens upwards, and inside you see a partially completed Rothian cosplay sized for an orc.
I will.
I'm gonna pull it out.
I will
What?
activate divine sense,
You don't. Let's see. You work on fiends, undead, and celestials.
celestials.
Okay, no, you don't sense anything with that.
I think fate too, because I'm not sure right now.
It does work. It works on fiends, undead, fae, and celestials. I know this because my other game. Our paladins used it a bit to
Yeah, but I
suss
think
out that our big bats are actually fairies.
I think the fate is only because I am Oath of the Ancients.
That sounds right. In any event, no, your divine sense does not ping off of anything.
Okay.
This is, to all appearances, a costume, handmade. It is fabric and metal and some weird kind of like processed leather substitute, maybe.
I
And
investigate that leather, and I'm gonna regret it if I roll high. I feel like.
yeah, I mean, go ahead and roll your investigation.
Can you put me a +4 on there? 16.
Yeah. So this looks like a synthetic. It looks like an imitation form of like basically some kind of an ungulate leather. Like it's almost cow, but not quite. But it's also synthetic, almost cow, but not quite.
Okay, the fact that it's synthetic is what I really wanted. Okay, thank you. I was fully ready to like run into a
No,
nightmare
right,
scenario.
So what you've got here is essentially like it looks like there's a skin suit made out of some kind of like flexible material, possibly synthane. There are like molded resin pieces that imitate like the bone structured projections and like the brain case, the skull of the Rothian. The
He
ribs,
was like into cosplay. Okay.
Yeah,
yeah, like he was into it.
he made a Rothian person.
Yeah, exactly. It's precisely that. Yes.
He's a
So-
Rothy. Right.
Yeah, he's Rothi. He was a Rothi. So
Does
yeah,
anybody else want to open the other ones, or should I get to it?
How do these crates look? Are they just like they have a singular sort of like latch up like that, or do
Three of
they
them-
sort of like close like that?
yeah, 3 of them just have a very simple actuator, like to open and close them. And then the 4th one actually has like a marking on the side of it. It looks like some kind of a fruit.
Oh, I thought that was like a nightstand with a fruit on it. I didn't realize that was the crate. Okay.
I want to check that one out. First I want to inspect it for traps.
You can go ahead and inspect it for traps.
Is that investigation or
Yeah.
right? So 13.
You do not detect any traps.
All right. What is the lock? Is it like a manual lock or is it a sort of hack thing? Like, did we?
Yeah, no, it is a digital combination lock.
Did we ever rule what my thieves' tools were? They were like digital or what they were?
So thieves' tools for mechanical mundane locks, you would need, like in this case, you can just use the keypad to try and force entry, like brute force it using your data check.
Right.
But you can also pick up, and I don't know if you did or not. You can pick up a rig, an interface rig, to actually do data hacking.
I don't think I bought one. But wait a bit. Does that come in my spacers? Yes, it comes in my spacers pack.
Okay, cool. Then you're covered. In any event, you would be able to use either the interface rig or you would be able to use the data pad.
Okay, what is that roll wise? Is it
It's a data check.
right? Does that do anything to it? Does it add anything to it?
Do you have proficiency in the? Oh, are you talking about the kit?
Yeah,
Oh,
interface rig.
Yeah, 1 second, I will get that for you.
Super quick.
Okay.
I will talk to Val and say we should probably inform Kala.
No,
with
it's not. It doesn't indicate that there's a mechanical bonus for that.
Oh, okay, so it's just a straight data check then.
Yeah.
That's a very good idea, Caxos. You should definitely try and call her real quick.
The interface rig is basically for like when you have to hack a system that doesn't have an access panel attached to it already, right? So most of the systems that you'll want to hack are going to have a console or a data pad or something to log into, right? Some
Right.
kind of, for those systems that don't have a terminal to get at, right? Like if you're in the back of a server and you're trying to hack into it without having to get into like log into anything, like you would plug in your own here, right? That's how the interface rig is supposed to act.
Okay, and that's a 11 on data check.
Okay. Yeah, it's a no-go this time. It buzzes angrily, but it doesn't lock you out.
Here, let me take a shot.
Right ahead.
It buzzes angrily twice and still does not lock.
All right. It might be an old military code. Let me try it.
Before
Give me
we
plus
do,
2. I'm generating plus 2.
1, 2,
If you need a smite.
3, 4, 5.
I put it in mine.
this,
I mean, we can't just blow up the crate.
I got an 18.
All right. What's the combination, Dr. Boucher?
The combination is 24601.
Sure. All right. So it cracks open. There is a hiss, and an actinic white light shines inside, and there is like an outgassing of like condensation or fog.
You see, guys, I figured out that was the code because it was like 6 digits, and he's got like of all the like pretty girl pictures, he's also got like 6 or 7 Les Mis posters up. Okay, like the dude's a fucking nerd.
Okay. So inside you find a 6-pack of limited edition Crash with some like weird cartoon character that you don't recognize on the cover or on the can. There's 6 of them. It's a 6-pack.
Does the cartoon character have blue hair?
It does now. I'll let y'all get to work on the character design later. But for right now, just know that you now have 6 cans of Crash. And also there is a small container with 2 live roaches. They appear to be dormant, not dead. Apparently keeping them in cold storage like this keeps them alive, but in like hibernation state. So they last longer.
I'm gonna take, since Cactus, did you You said you were gonna call her, right?
No, I said that someone should because I don't have a radio.
I'll do it.
I mean,
Yes.
this kind of weird primitive hive mind where you have to verbally communicate your thoughts to the rest of the group. It's so annoying. I know I have to get used to. I promise I will.
We'll just
But I
use
don't.
sparks and we'll just spark some taps for calm. Hey, Kala.
I was gonna tap her call.
It's possible Calla took a nap or forgot to turn her mic back on.
Hey, Kala, come in.
Kala, you taking a cat nap?
I think she might be, in fact.
Oh my gosh, you fucking dead.
Oh,
She's probably out of range trying to
that's
get in.
fair.
That's pretty sus. Somebody better go check that out.
No, she's probably just out of range for a sec.
I'll go check it out. Use the vent. Oh.
Meanwhile, Willow was gonna go over to the computers. There's a wall of like monitors and crazy shit. He's gonna try and get back to like a home screen of some kind. You
These
go-
are sort of like static feeds. They're kind of like toggled on and off, and not. It's not like you can get back to like a home screen or anything. These are just like patched in from somewhere.
Right. But
So-
he has to have like a just a set PC that he uses for this stuff.
Wherever that may be, it doesn't appear to be in this room.
I'm gonna see if I can invest actually, you know what? We haven't done this yet. Let's go through the asshole's pockets.
Okay.
Right. See if he's got anything on him that could help out.
You
Investigation?
find.
Do I need to do that or
Well, I mean, just you can take your time with it, so it's not like you have to really like beat it. But if you go ahead and make your investigation check, and if you get really good, then we'll see what happens.
okay? Take a look and see what happens. Oh, 9.
So you find his wallet, and you find in one pocket a crumpled up collection of snack bags. You also find what looks like a small data card, possibly used to open another door.
Huh.
It looks like the kind of like like an access card or something.
All right.
You
you
also
task?
find in the wallet, you find a cred card.
I take the little key card and just go like, just like it's useful for our task at hand.
Mhm.
Among us reference.
Yeah, the cred card, when you scan it, has 500 credits on it.
Ooh.
Alright, let's check the rest of these crates.
I'm gonna look and see if there's any sort of door around here that I can use with this little like swipe card.
While she's looking, I'm popping open crates.
Okay. All right, so you opened up the refrigerated crate with the crash and the roaches, right?
Mhm.
And you've opened
Pocketed
up.
the crash and the roaches.
Okay. And you've left the. And you've opened up the Rothian cosplay box. Okay. Which one are you opening next?
I'm gonna just I throw my dagger in whichever one sticks in the one I open.
Fine. Okay.
The one right next to me. The one right next.
I just moved the mouse around a bunch and then held down.
They're the one I'm currently on top of.
All right. Okay. So that one, there is a distinct smell of like lubricant and like rubber coming off of this cart when you open it up.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Oh, joy.
There are harnesses and protruding things and curly things and sharp things and wet things and hot things and sparky things and fuzzy things and claspy things and tie me up things and tie you down things and just all of the things in this box. It is a party in a crate.
I pocket the Sparky.
Okay, go ahead and add a stun baton as the weapon to your inventory.
Yeah. All right.
I'll pull up the stats.
Thank you. I didn't expect that to actually
Work.
yield anything. So like, it was either that or the fuzzy things.
Okay.
Alright, while Val is investigating that crate, I'll open the other one.
Honestly, I might just take the whole crate. Look, it reminds Val of a collection that she had assorted when she was okay.
So, what's in the other crate?
Nothing actually. The third crate is completely empty.
Her crate. That's where he kept all of his shame.
That's why it's empty.
Yeah, no, the third crate is completely empty. However, you do notice there is a access latch from the inside.
Like an access latch that would indicate
Open
the
it.
door.
It would open it from the inside.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Does this one smell like lube too?
No, it currently smells of antiseptic, and as much as it smells like much of anything, which is nothing. So yeah, it doesn't smell hardly at all, but what is there is just like a cleaner, maybe antiseptic.
That's not suspicious at all.
No, no.
I love how I made 9 rooms of shit for you guys to figure out, and you guys have spent 2 episodes in one room, in one area. It's great.
Yeah, I'm looking for the door that this key might go to. This key card.
Okay, well, it's not in this space as you can that you've been able to determine. There's no more hidden doors in here. You've kind of like reached the edge of everything here. It doesn't appear to be anything else to see in this space.
This orc was a shopkeeper.
Yeah, that's what I was
He
thinking.
ran a little tent, like a fenced goods and miscellaneous tchotchkes and stuff tent.
It was like around
He's-
there,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, right down there is where he was setting up
Right.
shop.
I will head that way.
Yeah, Willow's
Okay.
yeah, I was thinking about that. Just leans
Yeah.
back. She just
We
leans
should
back.
probably check the shop just in case.
One sec, I'll get the girls or everybody, and then just leans
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Hey Val, Karos holds up the card. Cax and I think this might go to something in his shop. Think we should take a look?
Sure.
Let's go. Sort of spins the card in her fingers and then just starts walking that way. While they're there, she's gonna try and get Kala on the comms again.
It looks like Kala may not be doing so hot right now, so we will just leave off on her for right now and get back to her when she is available.
Can we,
Alright,
can we
so-
write Sage just in case?
Yeah, well, you can send him a message in the Discord if you want to, but
Yeah, I will.
Oh,
Anyway.
that's good.
so are you going to be making an investigation check for the storefront, somebody?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Okay.
13, a little better than last time.
All right. Well, you get some odd looks from the patrons of the little bar area next to you. They're all kind of like sitting on like stacked up boxes of like overturned crates, like shipping crates and things. So Willow, your investigation, you don't turn up anything super interesting. Like you do notice that he does seem to have an unusually large number of like secondhand jewelry for sale. And Karos, you notice like kind of tucked away in the back corner behind like his stool that he would sit on all the time.
Mhm.
There's like a duffel bag or a satchel or some kind that's like half open still, but he didn't take it with him.
What's in it?
Okay, so going inside of it, actually, you can see there is like, it's best described as like a garbage ghillie suit almost. It's basically just like a big poncho or something, but it's bedecked with garbage. It's like
It's
Camo.
garbage camo.
yeah, it is basically garbage camo.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yes, so there is that. There is also a small jewelry bag, like one of those velvet bags that's used to hold jewelry in. And there is an assortment of mismatched like necklaces and rings and things in the bottom of that satchel.
Do any of the rings have engraving on them?
No. One of them has like a little pattern, but it's not like actual it's not like anything written. It's just like a texture pattern.
Right.
It's just kind of like a swirl, right? You
Looks
notice
to-
that most of the rings tend to be very simple, and largely most of them seem to be gold.
Interesting.
Just gonna look to Kratos and Val and go, alright, well, we've got a lead at least on this. Just wonder, can I looking at the photos again, can I sort of maybe like discern maybe where they were, like where she was in these photos?
I mean, it's really hard to tell from here, like the way that the camera angle was taken here, and the way that the capture was zoomed in and cropped out. Like it looked like they really wanted to
Right.
get the attention on the face. So you can see a wall, but it looks a lot like that wall right there. But it also looks rather like that wall over there.
Right.
I will jump on top of the highest. I mean, climb on top of the highest structure here, and try to look over the stuff. If anything catches my eye, maybe like fly around. You know, like a
Okay,
Scouting
well you're
the area
causing a bit
from-
of a scene here. The marketplace is not really like super keen on you flapping like all over the place like a big gnat. You're starting
Unless-
to get sour looks from the shopkeepers here.
unless anyone on my team wants to tell me that's inappropriate, I will
Like,
still do it.
Cax, she just kind of just waves and just like, come back down, dude. kind of making
But
a scene.
I may see something from the high ground because high ground always give you advantage. I saw it in a movie. The only
Right.
movie I've seen. It wasn't
Right.
that good,
Right, but high ground when you're as big and as brilliantly red as you are makes you kind of stand out a little more and might alert the person we're after. Plus, you're kind of making us kind of spooking the locals, so
You're-
that might also kind of tip them off.
You're sneaky and nimble. Maybe you should do it.
You're not wrong. Does it look like there's anywhere I could parkour off of?
I mean, what exactly is it you're intending to do? When you like, I hear what you're saying, but I mean, like, to what end are you doing this? Are you literally just like bouncing around the walls in the hopes that you'll hit something interesting?
No. I mean, I wanna get to a high place and look around. I mean, if I see,
Okay. So
I mean, the streets,
I
the
will say-
containers, the ceilings, that stuff.
right. So what you've got basically is you've got like maybe like 8 or 9, 10 feet high, like rooftop air, like tarps over here, right over the surfaces. These containers, the shipping containers here, are like a 15-foot tall container. So like climbing up on one of these would give you a little bit of a vantage point. There's like two. There's one right here and one right here.
Yeah, that's. I mean, basically, what I wanna get is to see as much as possible from the area, just to see if anything catches my eye, like footsteps. It would be like unlikely to see it from that height and stuff. But I mean, the same way they found the blood thing, stuff like that, weird stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you're able to get up there. Like you can get up as high as you need to because of your climbing speed. But go ahead and make a perception check then.
Okay. Yeah, no, I expressed it.
It's okay. We got there.
So 17. No. Sorry. 15.
Okay. You don't see anything else really of note in this area. Like nothing else is really standing out as being suspicious looking or questionable.
Okay.
I will say, last thing that you do find, Boom Squid, you do find evidence of a peacock feather stuck to one of the necklaces that is in the bag of like random assorted jewelry. It's a little one. It's like a little like under feather, but it's definitely it's got that kind of like metallic blue green, indicative of like peacock coloration.
Okay, so I tell everybody else that. And I'm like, I mean, these were probably stolen, unsurprisingly.
Yeah,
But-
I think we can. Yeah, I think we can call the warden now and let him know what's happening.
Yeah.
So the station's got like a warden or a sheriff. What was her name again?
Oh, so there's Aleph. The
Aleph.
station, yeah, the station security head here is Aleph.
Right. I remember you said that it was similar to the other security head we met, Seraph, but just didn't remember which version it was. I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
They talk, but only so much of your reputation precedes you here, and they kind of need to see for yourself or for themselves about what you can really do here.
right.
But in any case, he's got a more favorable disposition than he would have otherwise.
Right. Will's gonna hail him on comms.
Mm-hmm.
Chief Aleph.
Yes.
It's Willow Honolly. That's I guess Merc. I guess that you were talking to about like finding the gnome, the warlock.
Oh yeah. How's that working out for you?
Well, we do have a lead. We also have another issue we might have stumbled onto as well. So we got a two for the price of one thing here going on.
Oh, that's all I need. What happened now?
We're down here in what was this area called again?
Oh, it's what did I say it was?
Like Crate Town or something like that.
Either Dock City or Cargo Town.
Dock City. I think it was Dock City. Yeah, we're down here in Dock City. We found we'll call it. It's hard to really call it something. It's weird, is what it is. Some guy who might have been fencing stolen jewelry and also spying on the ladies around here via the CCT cams, and may be involved with some Rothian shit. We found an altar and some writing in Rothian in blood.
That's a whole lot you just threw at me all at one time. Hang on a minute, I'll be right there.
Yeah, sorry. Nah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Don't drink any.
Yeah,
I'm gonna mute that for you guys in post-production.
Thank you.
What?
He said he's gonna mute that for this problem.
Thanks, babe. Sorry.
Okay,
I almost I changed pants so I wouldn't have anything that was,
it's all right.
too tight.
It's all right.
I almost just didn't wear pants at all.
All right, so Seraph like practically materializes almost behind you. Like he comes very, very quickly, like out from behind. Well, you're not really sure, but somewhere. But yeah, he gets there way faster than he has any right to be getting there. So what have we got?
All right. Well, first off, I'm gonna lead him over to where we found the blood pattern
Mm-hmm.
over here. We found this. The radius and the burn patterning suggests that this was a really large explosion of force magic on a very small individual.
Mm.
So not
Cool.
really sure how that worked out.
All right.
But
He will ooze through that narrow space and just like kind of blorp onto the other side, and he will reach down with a pseudopod and like touch the chunky salsa.
Mhm.
There
I
will
love
be
the new voice.
there will be kind of like a rippling and a changing of hue from the contact, and as he draws himself up, he actually starts to shrink at the same time, and momentarily you see what appears to be a small, probably female humanoid with really wide long ears, and like he can't really replicate an expression so much, but it's like a big wide mouth and long, wide ear, and very short and kind of stocky.
He's replicating based on the DNA in the blood. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so-
clever.
Can we
So-
tell what this would be?
Yeah, so go ahead and make an insight check and see if you can suss out what it is he's he's charading as here.
All right. Ugh, 8.
I mean, it could be a gnome. It could be a gnome. They're the right size. They got the right kind of ears. It could be a gnome. It could be a gnome. Could very well be a gnome.
It was a humanoid.
Mm-hmm.
Valerie's just
It was
not
a
paying
small
attention.
humanoid.
Mm-hmm.
So like right now, I'll just like imagine like, well, I don't really have any good gnome like examples of Reese's artwork, but I guess like Yubnub or something, right?
Love how we
Yeah.
all rolled like
I don't know. Like, do you have any
And-
sexy gnomes, Uis, that you can think of offhand?
If they
Besides,
have the same structure like than a goblin, I have a lot of.
Well, they're both small-sized humanoids, and I know you don't do anything without big ears.
Exactly.
And we all know that.
if this is based off Uis's art, then I already know what it looks like because if I'm not mistaken, there was a Twitter post he made where he described the goblins he's drew just like his Spanish accent, thick as hell and sexy.
Right. Well, I guess my point being is like that's not the art that I was using for the warlock. I was using one of Aya's pieces, which is actually like it's the Lilia pin art. So because she's actually a one with all warlock. So we're using we're using Aya's warlock class for
Oh,
her.
nice.
Anyway,
Anyways,
that's what you get from his genetic analysis is short, thick, big ears, probably female, definitely a small sized creature, humanoid.
All right.
So we're looking for a gnome, right?
Yep.
Well, we were. I mean, this. What do you think?
I mean,
Well, I think we found the gnome's jelly.
mhm.
So what
Yes.
happened to the container? She was supposed to have a container.
I'm not sure.
Might have been pulled off her when she became jelly.
We're gonna have to search the station.
Yeah, it could have been fenced off here. Like I said, the creeper we found seems to be fencing stolen jewelry from ladies. Aside from his weird business of capturing photos on the CCT cams.
Yeah, you mentioned that mess.
All right, I'm just gonna
I'm gonna go take a look. Where was that? You said it was.
right over here. I'm just gonna lead him over.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, Aleph as a tiny jelly gnome goblin, whatever the fuck it is unusually like hiptastic. Like he sways when he walks. Like the center of mass has shifted so much that literally like the hips are like a jelly pendulum almost when they walk. Yeah, like dummy
Like
fit.
that one scene in Flubber.
So he's got incredible. Oh, Pixar animated him. Got you.
Yeah. Okay, so he doesn't clap cheeks quite so bad. That was a stealth check, but yes, there's a lot of sway in them hips as he walks in form. So yeah, he'll come check out the hurt locker, and you'll see it as he looks around and like kind of takes in the carnage. You can see like just shivers of revulsion like rippling down the jelly, and He's like, okay, well, we're gonna have to suss out where these feeds are being hacked in from.
Mhm.
I'll get the engineering people on this one immediately. Thanks for pointing this out. You said there was some kind of what the fuck?
Yep.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
it literally, like as he's walking into the other room and encounters the Rothian suit for the first time, you hear him exclaim,
Yeah, that was our
Yeah.
reaction.
By the way,
You got anybody on staff who can read Rothian?
there's a crate out there that I'm gonna have transported to my ship.
"I will have to check that before you are able to take it."
That's
Yeah.
fair. I
property.
will let you check it first. I just want to watch you check it because I like seeing people blush.
Uh,
Sweetheart.
that's all fine. Look, we need to find that crate. Can y'all please spread out, check the station to see if you can find that box?
All right.
Alright, well,
I'll
yes,
wrap up
that's-
the investigation over here with this
Right.
jelly. This
Alright, we're gonna need somebody to go with Caxos because Caxos refuses to use radio.
I will use a radio if you give me one.
But then one of us have to give up our radio for Cax.
Wait, do we not? Oh, fine. I have one built into. I have one built in anyway, so my spare.
I'll make sure to point out to Aleph where the altar was with the weird creepy Rothian stuff and blood.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I saw that, and like, yeah, this went from a creeper to a possibly cult stuff, and with
Yeah.
the weird Rothian suit thing, it got even weirder.
Do you find anything else of note here?
Aside from that, not really sure. Didn't really. I was trying to see if he had like a personal like a personal computer or anything like that, but I couldn't find anything.
Make a deception.
I was gonna hold up the card.
Oh well, you neglected to mention the card, so I figured you were trying to hold out on him.
No, it's evidence. It's
Yeah,
like,
but you didn't mention it. That's why I was saying is because you didn't mention it. There's like nothing else.
was-
It's like
I was
that-
about to.
that's okay.
He's like, but I did when I was looking over his stuff. I did find this on his person. He holds up the card. Not sure. I haven't been able to find the door for it though. We thought it might be in his little shop there, but all we found was just the duffel bag full of jewelry. And one of them
Duffel bag
looks,
full.
yeah, it was back at his stand. It looked like it had been stolen. We found one with like a peacock feather on it, so it might be like an Aviara or a Kenku or something like that. Is missing some jewelry.
Yeah, you'll see actually when you mention the peacock feather, you'll see his head kind of like snap back, like, huh. Yeah, actually, I got a lead for you on that one. You might want to go check out the gym. There's a yoga instructor up there that might want to talk to.
All right.
Yeah, we'll probably head that way shortly.
Yeah, we'll probably refer. We should probably refer her back to your office then. And probably it's got to get processed. I'm guessing.
I mean, if that scum was fencing stolen property and had one of her necklaces, then yeah, we'll be the ones to return it to her. For right now, just go and make sure that she's okay and make sure there's nothing else untoward's happening there.
Got it. Willow hands over the card, the scan card.
Okay. And I will see if I can figure out what this goes to.
Right, cool.
Chase down that lead and then see if we can't find that case.
All right.
Yep.
So we're going to actually travel like the long way between maps. So in order to reach the gym is in lawful neutral. You guys are now in chaotic evil. You're going to have to go either through all the evils and up to lawful neutral, or up to chaotic neutral and then through the neutrals.
I want to go through the neutral.
Yeah,
Okay.
So,
So-
wait. Which direction was she headed when we were doing the loop around the system, following the static on the cameras?
I think you went right in like a kind of a clockwise motion.
Yeah, she was going in that sort of motion, so we were going to be behind her. So, if this is the case, then we should go through whichever one of those was that direction.
Well, that's none of them because that's all the lawfuls. You started like at lawful neutral, and then you went to lawful evil, and then you went down to neutral, chaotic neutral, and then to so. All right, I will show you where your path took you from. So you started here. Well, no, you, Willow, and Valerie started here in chaotic good with the mecha. You regrouped with the others briefly here. You met the dog, and when it came time to meet up with ops, you went to lawful good here. So top left, and then you followed the static signal from here, clockwise through here, down to here, to the Barbaretum in chaotic neutral, and then straight south from there into chaotic evil, which is Dock City. So Yeah, so it's on the other side, center, lawful neutral position for the gym and Merc Alley. So you could either go up back one to the Barbaridum and then travel through the reactor spine center and then go west to the Merc Alley and then the gym, or you can go through loose slots and then Club Plastique and then up to Merc Alley.
You know what? Let's go through the bottom ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, as soon as that guy's away, like I'm gonna pull the two roaches and boxes out.
Mm-hmm.
Did they wait? Have they woken up yet?
I mean, they're moving around in the box, but they're not like doing much. They're just kind of existing.
And I primeval awareness for some basic communications with bugs.
I don't know what to make of that, but okay, let's go.
What are you trying to communicate with them?
What are you?
You basically get an echo back with an ominous undertone and kind of a distorted. What are you?
What do you want?
It's going to repeat back to you. Like, it doesn't have an intellect to speak of, really, but it's very confused by you. Like, it understands that it is in the presence of something that is beyond its comprehension, but that's not very hard considering that it's like a bug with an intelligence of 0.5.
Oh, you can be its warlock patron.
Yes, I can be its warlock patron. What I roll to be with this folks warlock patron?
Well, looks over
I roll
to.
to grant nature
Is-
powers to this bug.
I'm assuming we've walked out of just like the place so we're not in view of Aleph at this point, like you said, right?
Right. So if you're going through the bottom row, then we're gonna move over to loose slots.
I put the bugs. I'm like, we'll talk later, and I put the little boxes full of bugs back in my pocket.
All right. So greeting you as you arrive in the station access point for this area of the building is a rather shapely, human-appearing, mostly, android in a large hoop skirt and a corset. She has like long, flowing red hair. It's like done up in a half bun, and her bosoms are pushed up to her chin, metaphorically. And she says, "Welcome to Loose Slots, y'all.
How
How
they?
may I serve you?"
We're just passing through, right?
Yeah, we're just
Yeah.
passing through. Don't worry.
We're just passing through. Don't even mind us.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
We're gonna be
We
here
have
for
the
a little bit.
finest VR sex suites, gambling, craps, cards,
Yeah, I think we're
Rich.
just past.
dancing.
May come back for cards in a bit, but nothing else really. You know, we don't need anything else.
Yeah, we're not.
I'm just a gambler.
We're not. We're
Look,
not
if we're
leaving.
not. Once we get this done, if we're not in a hurry after that, I don't know.
Well, she'll
mind
like
losing a few
wave
credits?
wave a hand over your protestations, and like the door here opens up, and you can see and hear beyond the lights and sound of the casino floor. You know, dozens of slot machines and like roulette tables, and there's a couple of like hollow spheres with like betting numbers and race information happening. Like on the displays on the walls, you can see there's basically what amount to like live venue blood sport and also dogfighting championships.
Ugh,
That's-
how much visual stimulus?
I was
Like
about to ask. I was
the
about to
blood
ask.
sports, I'm fine with, but as soon as I see the dogfight, I'm just like, I
No,
look down, I'm just
Starship dogfighting.
like, okay,
Oh.
Sorry.
okay,
Wasn't
okay.
clear. Wasn't clear. Starship dogfighting.
As in Top Gun.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, okay,
Okay.
Sorry, no, like fighter craft.
okay.
Okay. Different.
better.
Very
That's
different.
blood sport. Yeah, it's
Okay.
yeah. One of them is more gladiatorial. The other one is more like zip zoom dodge.
I make a mental note to bring Willow back here to make some bets on some Lakshane mech fighting.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah, it's a little bit X-wing, a little bit demolition derby.
Will looks over to Cax, and is Cax sort of like a moth right now, just like being drawn towards the lights?
No, because none of the inspiration that went to Gags is like any sort of
I'm joking. I'm
light.
joking.
But no, yeah, but I mean, but it's clearly uncomfortable at all the noise and colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there is a service access way and around sort of both zones through here.
Okay.
But you
That's
still
what-
have to, yeah, you still have to negotiate your way around like the cryopod chamber here, where people who like it cold can get in there. And there is
Oh, I could go.
yeah, there's like two like wall like partition style walls like here and here that kind of like separate the fields. And then the way out is through here to the next zone. Along the way, if you decide not to go through the service tunnel, there is a small VR parlor area with some couches and a couple of VR machines. So you can plug in and have yourself a nice little sensory pseudo experience. There's the bar area down here with dancers and also perhaps ladies of negotiable affection and also gentlemen of negotiable affection and entities of negotiable affection. As you can see through the doorway, there is an amoeboid of indeterminate gender kind of jelly wobbling around on the table in what you suppose is probably a very erotic dance for an amoeboid.
I've seen that movie.
But basically looks like I'm going to find a GIF for you so you kind of have an idea.
Okay,
Service tunnel. Service tunnel.
Service tunnel.
Service tunnel. Service tunnel.
Through the station.
Oh god.
You know,
Sorry, I got
I find
distracted
that.
looking at jiggling jello.
See, my favorite thing about that episode is that we actually see Aang displaying earthbending before he's mastered waterbending. Because when he tells Katara that he'd rather kiss her than die, you can just tell he's digging a hole at inhuman speeds.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so that's
Oh, that's hot.
That's the layout of the place.
Service tunnel.
Service tunnel.
Oh.
See, I gotta imagine it more like this GIF.
Yeah, that's
It's a
what I was
combination,
picturing.
really.
Yeah.
It's a combination.
Just more wobbling in this one, and you got it.
Oh boy, I'm old.
That's so good. I love it.
Such a good movie. Such a good
God.
movie.
I remember the original of that, like the movie that was based off of, the Absent-Minded Professor, like the original Disney one from the '60s.
Ooh.
That shit was
Well.
ridiculous. Anyway,
Service tunnel.
okay,
We
so
go through the service tunnel, but like Val definitely like just like takes a second to hesitate and look, like just lingers a little bit, just like
As
Now you can
As-
come back later.
as we're
Alright.
walking,
I don't need to.
as we're walking, before we got in,
I know you're-
did Willow see her trying to talk to the bugs, to the roaches?
Dude,
Willow, you definitely
make
probably
a-
saw me talking.
make a,
to
yeah, I
the
was gonna say
bugs.
make a perception check, but yes.
I'm not hiding that from Willow.
Are you using speak with animals?
No, I'm using primeval awareness,
15.
which lets me like
Roughly communicate.
roughly communicate. Yeah. I don't think you
Um,
need a perception check, Willow. I'm honestly, if you ask what I'm doing, I'll show you.
Right.
No. Oh, do you need to speak with them? Because I can speak with animals.
Actually, Cax, if you want to speak with them, try to figure out. I'm just trying to figure out what they are, and they just echoed it back to me because they think I'm some sort of eldritch horror. And I just like I hand Cax the roaches in the little boxes.
I will cast speak with animals. Gentlemen.
They scream.
They
Do I
scream
have-
like cockroaches.
Can I communicate in a? I mean, what kind of bugs are they? Can I assume they are like?
Hey, Jesse,
Hive mind, or they are-
can I make a nature check to
These
figure out what
no.
these
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Make a nature check because for crying out loud.
are? Now that
You
I've
should
convinced-
know.
Now that I've convinced Caxos to waste a spell slot, can you just like can you do that for me?
You get the distinct impression that they think they're in the presence of their god right now. Caxos.
I am their god.
No. Caxos.
Yeah, Cax is their
They
god.
don't. They didn't know what to make of you. Caxos, at least they think they understand.
Texas is just a big giant. It makes so much more sense to them.
Honestly, you're right.
Yeah, big, soft, two-legged thing. Like, what the fuck are you? Anyway, yeah. So you know that these are like the kind of roaches that you eat to get high to make a jump with. Like these are like the actual like oculoros. What is it? Oculori radavitis. You eat them to make warp jumps. They are
Wait, you
basically
use them to make warp jumps?
Yeah, you eat them.
you eat them, and the moment of their death, they release a kind of a psychic energy that allows you to peer through the mists of time and make a very precise warp jump. They are basically a much more murdery version of Spice.
Yeah.
I don't. I
You can
never
get
read Dune.
you can get addicted to eating roaches. Roach
Okay.
addiction is absolutely a thing.
We'll watch
So-
too.
They're for when you don't have a flight plan or the astrogation spell hand. This helps you guide a ship in the black without crashing into a star or something.
I will
so
ask them how long they've been here.
They don't understand the question and wouldn't really be able to tell you if they could. They've been in hibernation for
Oh,
a while. They just know that they were in a dark, cold place, and then they went to sleep, and then they woke up and they were here.
do you want me to ask them anything?
Well,
tell them
uh,
tell them that their god bids them farewell for now.
Rest.
why?
Why?
I'm grabbing them like these are good for navigation.
Would Willow know that these things are what you do with these things?
I mean, you're a spacer.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really need a high DC to know what roaches are. Like, they're a pretty ubiquitous sight along the spaceways. Like, spacers use these pretty commonly.
They're
you-
slightly addictive hallucinogens that help you navigate.
Do you, Val? Do you tell me they are used for that?
I tell you that yes, so we need to make sure not to eat them until we absolutely must.
Okay, so listen to me, weaklings. What do you eat, and what's your mating rituals, so I can ensure you're thriving?
That's a big topic, and go ahead and make a nature check for me.
Can they just tell me?
I mean, they can't tell you in any way that's meaningful and that you would be able to interpret as understanding. They just know that they eat food and they mate when they feel like mating, but the conditions for that to occur are kind of beyond their ability to comprehend.
That's right. I
out of
rolled
care-
17.
Yeah, okay, so 17, you'll know then that roach farming is a very vexed process. It's very hard to actually farm roaches. They're very finicky about how they, their breeding process and things, and just trying to keep them in captivity is hard. There are actually whole farm planets devoted in some places to the roach industry. So they're best grown in the wild and farmed, but trying to microcontrol their climate and grow them in captivity rarely works. They're very hard to keep in captivity.
Okay.
I rolled an 11 on the same thing, so I know even less than Caxos.
Well, I was gonna ask
It's
you
bug.
if maybe
Bug farms are a thing. Like, bug farms are a thing. Like, you don't know how hard it would
Yeah.
be to keep a bug as a pet or keep them in like a terrarium or whatever. But you
It's really easy. Just let them out and let them smite something every now and then and eat something else every now and then.
That's
Wrong
Yeah,
bugs.
it works with me.
well,
Yeah.
Willow's like, well, out of character. Did Cax say how intelligent they were?
they're not.
Yeah, I
are
will
very
say
dumb.
these guys are pretty dumb.
They think he's a god and they think of some eldritch unknowable thing. So one of them is going to become a cleric of Caxos, and one of them is going to become my warlock.
Well,
Then we will make them
Willow
fight
just sort of
for amusement.
sighs.
Yes.
Well, there goes my plan. I was gonna say you should ask them if they knew anything about the asshole. Nathan.
They told
they
me
were
they've been in hibernation.
The green demon.
yeah, they were in induced hibernation.
They know about the green demon.
Yeah, they start screaming again.
Oh boy.
These animals are worthless over time.
Okay. Okay.
That said, these I'm sure are expensive in your gold credit.
Yes, I would actually
or
like them
whatever.
back because I feel like they would be incredibly useful assets for our pilot.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. I don't know.
Oh
Thank you.
yeah,
I
just
just put them back in my pocket.
I
turn one
barely
loose in the
care.
cockpit and let her pounce on it.
Yes.
Oh,
I didn't
I'm
say that.
so doing that.
I didn't say that. I'm editing all this out.
I'll say it
Oh.
later. Don't worry.
Oh. All right. Okay. So now, having gone through loose slots, right? We now, I believe, find ourselves here at Club Plastique. So I will
This is a very nice place.
drop everyone in.
Never been to a bar this nice before.
You
Correos,
notice.
have you?
You
No.
notice the.
Are you lying?
No.
Okay.
Never been to a bar this
Oh.
nice.
Hello,
I
Trixie.
don't know. I just assumed Correos would have been to like some nice places. I don't know. I assumed
Why?
because he's more cultured than Valerie is.
Trying to
No.
Willow is the one that
Just
has
less
been places
sexual.
here.
Fair enough.
All right. Okay, that's everybody. Okay, so you notice this area here is very posh looking, very pristine, very clean, white, minimalist lines. It looks like an inside of a genius store.
I want to know that I still have mud on my boots.
So, to your right, you can see there is like a large glistening pool. It's not clear if it is for swimming or amoeboids, but it's very animated in there. You notice that the bartending area behind, like the area behind the bar here, is like untended. Pardon me. There is a partition here that's like, it's like a, think of it like a window with like a lighting effect in the middle, right?
Okay.
So it's got the ability to project like light, like holograms, but like a flat appearance of a 3D hologram, right? So looking at it, it just fools your eyes into thinking that it's 3D. It has the illusion of depth, but really it's a glass window, and there's more club on the other side. On the other side, it seems like there may be a little more like almost activities or things. You can see there's some games on the other side. There's a few more tables and some drinks and stuff. You can see there's one long section that might be for some kind of a game involving shots. The bathroom's over there. And then over here to the left is the access to the VIP lounge and also the way up to the gym and Merc Alley.
Because that's
Super
where we're
weird
headed.
question.
So this is like a swanky club, like a really nice club, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We
There
don't
is, yeah. There's a what is it? Multifunction automaton. There it is. That is basically like wandering around and cleaning up things and sort of just tending to the place and keeping it picked up and nice and clean. But they don't really take any note of you, and they're kind of just going about their business.
Does it smell different here? Like they use like air fresheners or something?
It's certainly cleaner than than Cargo Town was, and it's definitely less organic smelling than loose slots.
Oh,
Can I make a sleight of hand check just to grab someone else's drink as they've left it on the table and just take it and it's mine?
Go ahead.
you thief.
It's just 3.
Okay. You manage to pick up the glass without anybody noticing.
I walk away?
All right. You now have a half full glass of something like dark, maybe black colored, and pretty opaque.
Throw it back.
Okay, make a Constitution saving throw.
That was unwise,
What?
my friend.
That was unwise.
I'm not wise.
Your eyes cross and you pitch forward to the deck plate, unconscious.
Oh,
Oh fuck.
no. Can I will. Wait, do I have? No, I can I use it, right? I can use lay on hands to cure not only HP but I can cure conditions, right? Like
I
for
mean-
every 5 HP was like
Yeah,
I forgot what was.
that is correct. Yes, lay on hands. You can use five points to cure a condition.
Would that
I'm
count?
just
as a
like,
condition?
I throw it back and suddenly like all my like lights.
Well, you don't know
start
exactly what's
flickering
wrong
off.
with him, but it's as good a
Oh.
plan as any.
Okay, I will use 5 from the ball to try and cure.
Okay. So it feels very much like curing the poison state. When you do your lay on hands, it feels very much like that. Val, you wake up with the taste of venom in your mouth. Go ahead and make me a nature check really quick, please.
Let me try this.
Yeah, that'll be a 4.
Ooh, okay.
Nope.
I don't think there's any way I could gain advantages there.
I mean, no, I'll say because of your background, actually, you do get advantage on this one.
Okay. Yay. 22!
Yeah, so you actually just did a shot of Waspinosaurus venom.
Oh,
How? Maybe you should not do shots.
That reminds me of college.
Random stuff.
Shit. No wonder that tasted so familiar. I've actually worked with these before.
You used his oh.
yeah, because I made the art.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Actually, wait. I might have some more of this back at like the. I can't guarantee you, but I might have some more back in the cargo on the ship.
Oh,
I
God,
will.
hope not.
I will for a second like tap Val on the shoulder and say, well, medical science 0, magic 1.
Nice.
Oh, very fair, my good friend. And I get up.
I think we're
Okay.
actually like 5-6 or something. I'm not keeping a score.
Alrighty. So after that little
Is
a little jaunt into unconsciousness.
is there any left in the glass? Like anything on the rim of it?
No, she got it all.
Nah.
It was a
It
shot.
didn't
And
really.
I threw it back.
Yeah,
I
it
can
didn't
respect that.
pour so much as like fall out like a Jello shot almost. It has a very high surface tension, and something about this glass resists stinking, so it kind of just clung to itself when it rolled out of the glass and into her mouth.
Oh, there goes my idea of harvesting it for a poison.
Oops. Well, I mean, maybe if you can come up with the credits, you might be able to order a shot of your own.
Yeah.
I just stole it.
We'll come back later.
Yeah, we'll come back later.
Okay. So,
Moving through.
okay.
Don't do shots in these rather biology.
Are you actually
that
gonna
was
move the?
perfectly
Are you able to move your
intended.
tokens or no?
Yes.
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 Alright.
Which direction are
That's
we headed?
perfectly intended for like humanoid biology.
Okay, so as you all walk through this doorway, you hear a slightly familiar peal of laughter. It's high and feminine and just a little bit digital.
Okay.
Is this the lady? Does it sound like the lady I shot?
Looking into the room that you're walking into, this is basically the VIP lounge of Club Plastique. You can see over to your immediate left here is what appears to be a very large holodisplay showing what looks to be some very, very weird kind of like giant chicken racing. You can see also on one of the couches, these very long leather couches, you can see a young humanoid female clad all in white with two very large Vect guards flanking her on either side. And she is sitting there and watching the bird races on the holo display, and she is just looking very delighted with herself.
When we have to pass through here to get to the other way, right?
Uh-huh.
Do the chickens have riders?
Wait,
Yes. They do have jockeys, yes.
do we need to go back in the other way to go back up here to get back up here? Where we need to go, or do we need to go?
You need to go through here. Yeah, no, the doorway, yeah, is right there.
Okay.
When we walk through, does she react at all?
She doesn't seem to take any notice of y'all. I mean, like, her eyes flick in your direction, but she goes back to the paying attention to the chocobo racing. I'm sorry, did I say that? Large chicken racing with gnomes. Gnome jockeys.
Well, you see, I'm content for that to not be our problem right now, if everyone else is.
Yeah.
What problem?
None at all, Caxos, none at all. Let's keep going.
Sure.
So we're heading north on the map, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as we're heading that way, am I able to like sort of just discern if this is the same person that I sort of helped slough off their previous mortal coil?
Let's see. Make a perception check unless you want to be super obvious about it, in which case make an investigation check.
Receiving. It's a 16.
Okay. And now make me a stealth check to see how slyly you can be making that observation.
I thought it was investigation to be obvious about it.
Well, you made a good perception check, so you're gonna do this, but like her own intuition, like you'll go there.
Right.
Can I help in any way?
I hit the thing. It's a 19.
Okay, yeah, she doesn't actually take any notice of you.
Right.
There is a moment where it looks like you almost lock eyes for a hot second, but you manage to avert your gaze in time.
Right.
Because yeah, she was looking, and like her eyes are kind of unconsciously tracking you all as you walk past, but she doesn't appear to be reacting to you in any sort of way. It just she's like aware of your presence in the room, right?
But it does seem like she is. Is she the same person?
She looks very familiar. If it's not the same person, they definitely shop at the same Gap.
Shop at the same body shop.
So it's the outfit here is got a couple of marked differences from the one you remember seeing before. For one, it's cleaner. She looks almost pristine. She looks like if the Valkyries from Tron had a nun. There's like almost like a habit or like a robe or something that she's wearing over top of everything else. She's still got her face is kind of covered in that vinyl that obscures her mouth. But her rest of her outfit is largely like synthetics, lots of flat whites, some black trim, and what appears to be some kind of a religious symbol around her neck.
And she's here, horse racing. I mean, ostrich racing.
Can I recognize the symbol at all?
Make a religion check for me.
Alright. I have an inkling about this might be, but that is the 8.
Okay. You've never seen the religion of the broken circle before, but you know, anything is possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For reference, the holy symbol on her And the holy symbol on her pendant there, it's basically an almost complete circle, except that there's like a gap cut out of the top of it, and there's just like nothing there.
Okay.
So it's an almost complete ring.
Right. Yeah, let's keep walking.
Okay. All right. So you will leave Sister Eve alone, and we are now traveling to the gym and Merc Alley. All right.
So we went to the neutrals, right?
Yeah. So you'll come out. Whoop,
This is
here.
where we were going, right?
This is where you were going. Yeah. So you'll come
Okay.
out here. Let me just go ahead and drop your tokens on there as soon as my roll 20 decides to stop not cooperating. Thank you.
Oh,
I
Lucy
really-
doesn't start everything with fog of war anymore.
Yeah. Well, I should just go ahead and pre-populate like every field with tokens. But I never know who's gonna go where, so I don't like to presume too much. Okay, so everybody, you come up here. Once you get out of Club Plastique, you can see before you. This looks like kind of like a medium busy shopping area. Only instead of stores, pardon me. Instead of stores, it's like merc groups and like weapon stores and things. You can see directly in front of you seems like a large mercantile area for like weapons and supplies, adventuring gear and shit. To your right is basically a claim counter for bounties and job postings. Over here you can see there is sorry. Over here you can see there is a communications tablet that allows you to phone into various and sundry entities abroad. Think of it like a long-distance communications network area. This area back here, where Kala was visiting before, is a shop that is currently closed due to some kind of tentacle from hell infestation.
Lovely.
And then up here, there is basically a representative kiosk that can call up AI reps for any of the various merc outfits that you belong to. So, if you want to call Drax's guys, you can get a hold of a contact point there. If you need to talk to DD&D, you can call somebody there. So whoever it is that you need to talk to check in and get your marching orders, you can communicate with them here, and you can shop here. And this is where we're going to stop for the night.
All right. That's good. That's a good plan.
Okay. So, let me go ahead and end that recording, and... Dark Matter is copyright Mage Hand Press. Check them out at mfov.magehandpress.com. Sound effects by Sirenscape Online, the premier solution for your virtual tabletop RPG sound effects needs. $22 every other month gets you access to Sirenscape's library of hundreds of curated music and sound effect packages. From swords to spells to starships, if you need sound, you need Sirenscape Online. Check them out at sirenscape.com. Zap the Laser Corgi and Snickle Socks, if you appear today, appear courtesy of the Retroverse. Check them out at lasersandliches.com. Radical.